Bah, bah, bah. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Copy, post, switch, click, post, enter. Oh my gosh, it's happening so fast. It's almost like I've done this before. Back again. Hey, there it goes. There it goes. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday morning. It's about 9 o'clock. Okay, close. Moderation helps everybody. Sure, sure. Okay. Okay, sure, sure, sure. um, yeah, hey. Good morning, good morning. Um, man, here, I don't want to be too loud, right? Because it's a Sunday morning. And my poor neighbors, I don't know if my neighbors are working or if today's their day off or what. And I don't want to wreck their day off, you know? But alright, so let's try to keep this on the mellow tip. I managed to like complete the the lights. I think it's pretty cool. I dig it. It's pretty neat. Yeah, buddy. I mean, I could use different shaders and different packs to amplify the effect, but I think that's pretty cool. Oh boy, man, I don't even know where to start. So much has happened. It's been a week, and oh man. So what happened was my apart. Oh yeah, hey, let me say hello to chat. Hello chat. Say something, and I swear I'll get to it eventually. I'm a real live person. Okay. My nose. Again, right? Every time. It's useless, man. Spring in Oregon. Spring in Western Oregon. Oh boy. The pollen. The pollen. Oh my god. Think about it. I'm like walking around in like plant reproductive material. Like it's causing me to like get a stuffy nose. Grrr, that's the Enderman who did that. Okay. Anyways, the other thing is I'm using um sundial shaders. Sundial shaders. Uh, and I had to buy I had to buy the this version, the latest version, because like remember how I was telling you that voxel is like, or Voxy is like the best thing ever? Well, it was broken in the other versions of of uh of Sundial, but in this one it was fixed, but I had to pay for it. But that's okay, right? All I had to do was figure out how to do a PayPal transaction on a Chinese website. That's all. And it was like less than $2. So I'm like, okay, right? Okay. For these nice shaders that lets you, and then like with voxel or voxy, so you can see far away, like really well. Yeah, okay, okay. This is like the pinnacle of Java, Minecraft, OpenGL. I'm gonna say it right now. This is the pinnacle. This is the top. This is like the best. Um, but what happened is it's already baked in, right? It's already baked in. Uh, the transition from OpenGL to Vulkan. Vulkan. So Vulkan is a modern rendering language or system or something. And it, like, you know how all these modern graphics cards have these ray tracing elements that never get used by Java Minecraft because OpenGL doesn't really have a way of using ray tracing, like efficiently at least. So, but when they transition the game to Vulkan, Vulkan does have a way of talking to modern video cards. So Minecraft can finally talk to the ray tracing parts of the video card. And they'll be like, yay, we can do amazing things together, which they can, right? They already showed you that they can do it on Bedrock. Like Bedrock, they do amazing things on Bedrock. But the problem is with Bedrock is they have to hack the game in order to get it to do the modifications. And then all Microsoft has to do is make a little change, and then all their work is gone. That's what happened with this person named Kelly. I don't know if the person's I don't know if they go by he or she. I forget. But I really like they did a lot of work in order to bring shaders to Microsoft Bedrock. But in order to make it but in order to make it work, you had to really hack your fucking system. You had to like seriously hack your system in order to make the changes to implement the pretty graphics, which is like a security risk, right? That was a security thing. And then, yeah, all Microsoft had to do was change one little thing, a few little things, and then their whole system to improve Minecraft broke. All the work they did was gone. It was so stupid. It's so stupid. So working with Bedrock is not the same as working with Java. So yeah, sure, you can get the pretty graphics with Bedrock, but it's inside a sandbox where you can only move in certain directions, and it's not very good, not very much. You don't have very much freedom, not like Java, right? So it's easy to modify the Java game. It's not easy to modify the Microsoft game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a new era of Minecraft. It's gonna be crazy, like that. It's gonna be reborn again. Like that's nuts. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So that's one form of transition. But do you realize that we're going through a global transformation right now? Yes, 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 right now. I don't know. See, I say that thing, right? Because I'm taking a global perspective over like decades at least, right? If not centuries and millions of years. A lot of people are like, man, I just had a shitty day at work. I had a terrible day at work. Like, I hope somebody recorded it. I hope I'm not gonna get in trouble. Like, it's because people are stupid and drunk. Like, man, yeah, they don't care. It's like I don't have. There's no mental room for like global fucking transformation stuff. Like, yeah, just life itself is hard enough, right? Like, geez, Louise. So I don't know. I'm not like begrudging you for not keeping up with like the latest in the palace intrigue, because it's stuff that you can't really affect directly, and it makes me depressed. So I don't know why anyone else would want to know about it. But anyways, for the sake of for the sake of clarity, I just want to like go over real quick kind of what got us to this point. So World War II happened, right? And that was like imperial powers fighting one another. Well, it was more than the imperial powers fighting one another. I mean, they got to their position, being imperial powers, right? That's imperialism isn't something that was brand new. It was always something that was always done, like conquest. Like I wouldn't say always done, but it was done ever since the advent of agriculture. Ever since the advent of agriculture, there's been conquest. That's a long time. So I mean, like, wait, you want to go back to like ancient Rome, right? Right? They were pretty successful. Like before that, the ancient Greeks, you know, I mean, there were other nations, right? But I'm not very familiar with them. Uh, but it was conquest, man. You went around and you like, well, not you, but like warlords would go around and capture the resources and people of neighboring villages and incorporate their lands. Why? To create a bigger army. You know, you took their food to grow a bigger army, to go uh to go capture more land, to get more food, to grow a bigger army, to capture more land. Ad infinitum, to accrue more and more power. Uh, and there was like a hard limit to how far you could do that because like of technology. Like the more your empire spreads, the harder it is to maintain it. Uh, so technology like changed the game, like from straight conquest and colonialization to like economic imperialism, where we don't send our armies to your lands. Now we send corporations to your lands, and we do business where the core countries or the extract the resources from the periphery countries to send back to the core countries for processing or consumption. So anyways, before I go too far up out of the gate, it was the calorie that was the energy source in the medieval and ancient eras. In the medieval and ancient eras, the main energy source was the calorie to grow humans, right? Because that's what you use to do things with. You burned humans. if um and yeah, your army ran on food, so you needed to grow food and have food, um, which is the calorie. But then industrialization happened. There was enough technology that machines started being used, and Marx and Engels talked about how maybe it was just Marx. How the secrets of the guild were so slowly stolen by the capitalists and then put into a machine so that you didn't need to get a skilled tradesmen with the secrets, the guild secrets to do it. You could get anybody to do it if they just work the machine, because you put the secret of the trade into the machine. So on one hand, you revolutionize production. On the other hand, you concentrate power in the hands of the capitalists who own the machines. Anyways, so the energy source slowly moved away from humans, the calorie, and onto hydrocarbons, coal. Coal was the first hydrocarbon. Because then the engine, the steam engine changed everything. Now you have railroads, which are amazing. Railroads were amazing. They still are amazing, man. Railroads, rails are amazing. So you had railroads and you had machines. Like for the Americans, the prominent machine that ran on steam, which runs on coal, was the cotton gin. The cotton gin helped make slave production profitable again. Which is weird, right? You would think, oh, capitalism wants to free workers to be wage earners instead of slaves, but yet here capitalism is helping slavery maintain. But anyways, it changed to an energy. The energy source changed from the calorie to the hydrocarbon, and from coal then to oil. And so yeah, I was talking about how earlier it was all about who was going to control the Middle East. And England was going to set it all up so that they controlled the Middle East, but they got wrecked by World War II. So instead it was the USA who set up the whole deal with the Middle East, because that's where you get your energy, right? That's where you get. And if you're not playing with the United States, the only other players are Russia, the Russia team. That's how it is, right? You're either with Team USA or you're with Team Russia. But that system, and that's been really profitable for the United States for a really long time. Yeah, when you control the flow of oil, the flow of energy in the world, that's pretty big. But technology marches on, man. Technology marches on. And now solar panels and batteries are threatening the dominance of oil as an energy source. Number one. Number two, Ukraine has shown us that the old style of big, expensive military is probably not as effective as it used to be. Drones are now it's economic warfare. It's a war is economic. A Patriot missile costs millions of dollars, and you're gonna shoot down one little thing with it, one missile. If you shoot down a drone that costs $5,000 to make with $1 million missile. It doesn't take very long before you run out of $1 million missiles. You know what I mean? So it might have been cool for the United States to have these $1 million missiles, interceptors, when your enemy could only produce one missile and it was really expensive for them. because you can easily just outproduce them. But now drones are cheap, and your missile interception system is expensive. And Iran just showed the world how out of date the United States military is. It happens, man. I think the adage, or I think the story is, you're always fighting the last war. And yeah, Ukraine has shown us that the new war is with drones and cheap ass munitions that come in swarms to overwhelm your $1 million missile systems. So like, who knows, right? Maybe what they're gonna do is like create lasers, because the limiting factor of lasers has been batteries, I think. Capacitors? I'm not even sure. I don't even know. I don't know. But yeah, but Donald Trump is a criminal. I mean, like, people should know this by now. I think everyone knows this by now. And he's using this, the Iran war, as a way of like just rewarding his buddies. Like, he manipulates the stock market. Like, his latest thing was that he declared the Strait open. He said, oh, the Strait is open on like Thursday. He started making noises like that it was done on Thursday. And on Friday, it was a full-throated, yes, absolutely, the Strait is open, we're done, we made a deal, we're good. And then by today, it's already closed. The Strait is already closed. Because there was never really a deal. That's what Donald Trump does. He does that all the time. He announces things that are not real and expects the announcement and the ensuing like wave of information flowing outward to make it real. Like, or that it won't matter by the time it, like, because I don't know, right? Like, if you knew that Donald Trump was going to do this, then you would have, like, sold all your stock on Friday when the market was really high, and then when Saturday came and Iran says, oh no, it's not open, and then when Sunday comes and now the market's closed and no one can do anything, but you already sold all your stock and the market's really high. Now you know the market's going to crash on Monday because the Strait's not really open. It was a rally built on nothing. It was a fake rally that Donald Trump himself promoted by spreading a lie. He did it on purpose. So all Donald Trump had to do was be like, hey buddies, get ready to sell all your stock. I'm gonna make the market go really high, and then over the weekend the market's gonna crash, and you can buy back in at a really low rate. Are you ready? Here we go, buddies. So it's like insider information. That's all he's doing. It's called pump and dump, dude. It's like an old fucking old strategy, old con man strategy. And that's what Donald Trump is, ultimately. He's a con man. But what he's doing is called pump and dump. He pumps up something to be really, really big so that the stock goes really high. And then everybody sells, right, while the stock is high. And then when the rug gets pulled out from under them and everyone bought high, now all of a sudden the news comes out that, no, that was a lie. And actually, no, the truth is the Strait is not open. Business is not booming. Things are not going back to normal. And now you're stuck holding the bag. That's what he does. That's Donald Trump. So his buddies make a shit ton of money because he lets them know ahead of time. I mean, a president isn't supposed to do this, you know? Like, this is criminal behavior. This is criminal behavior. A guy like this should have been nowhere near the White House. Like, what kind of failure of the American people let this guy into power? I mean, I can't even keep up with all the bad things that he's been doing. I don't even want to anymore. And I can kind of understand, like, yeah, I mean, like, it's just so much. Like, and the Dems don't want to impeach him. The leadership don't want to impeach him, which is stupid, because impeachment sucks all the oxygen out of his narratives. If you impeach him, he doesn't control the narrative anymore. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to control the narrative. Like, he started a war of choice and wrecked a system that had been working fine until, like, he came along. Like, Biden and Obama were already trying to get the United States off of oil so we could get out of the Middle East. And Donald Trump comes along and says, no, actually, we're going to chain ourselves to the oil oligarchs and be involved in the Middle East forever. And yeah, this is a result of the failure of Reconstruction. Because ultimately, the forces that support Donald Trump are the same forces of the Confederacy. And that was never resolved. Reconstruction was never completed. The power base of the Confederates was never crushed. I mean, look at the way that Donald Trump is aligning the United States with Russia. Did you know that today Donald Trump waived the rest of the oil sanctions off of Russia so they can sell oil again at these super high prices? So Donald Trump starts a war of choice with Russia's ally, which has put Russia's ally into a position of strength vis-a-vis the United States. At the same time, it spiked the oil market, which is Russia's #1 economic product, is oil. And then number 3, he takes the sanctions off of Russia so that it could sell its oil freely. Like, I understand that people feel uncomfortable with the idea that Donald Trump is compromised by Putin, by Russia, but this is something that's been known since, like, 2017. It's not like a new thing, right? Like, look how obsessed Donald Trump is with building his bunker. His ballroom. And then now he wants to build a fucking copy of the French Arc. He's like, hey, French, I fucking love the thing you did there. I want to copy it. Like, how dumb is Donald Trump? You know who else, like, built stupidly ridiculous big shit like that? A guy named Franco. Franco was the dictator in Spain during World War II. There was a civil war between the socialists and I think the socialists won. I don't remember exactly how it happened. All right, but there was a civil war. Franco and like the socialists lost, and Ernest Hemingway was there. He fought with the socialists against the fucking fascists, the Spanish fascists. But they lost, and Franco took power. And that's what fascists do. Their ego is so fucking big that they waste national resources to build giant monuments to themselves. And the giant monument to himself that Franco built was a fucking enormous like cross on the hillside by Madrid. And then when you go inside, like I didn't know this when I first saw it, right? I was pretty ignorant. Like I was pretty young, man. Give me a break. But yeah. And when you go inside, there's like a church inside. It's like a mausoleum, I guess. And there's a big giant church inside. It's all like, it looks all fancy and stuff, all nice. And like, yeah, it looks impressive and shit, right? But it was built by a fucking fascist. And then after I did that, I went and stayed in Donostia, San Sebastian, Spain, which is in the north, right by the border with France, in that little nook. And that's the Basque country. That's in the Basque country. The Basque are like an ethnic group. They're an ethnic group. They have their own language, their own culture, everything. They just don't have a country. Right? They don't have an ethno state. I don't know. But yeah, they don't have their own territory. But like they have a region, right? They live in that region. And Franco hated the Basque people. He hated them. He fucking hated them. And he bombed the shit out of them. Like civilians with warplanes. Yeah, fascists are pieces of shit. Why did I start talking about Spain? Oh yeah, because Franco also built fucking ridiculous monuments to himself, like Donald Trump wants to do. I think Donald Trump is speedrunning everything that he can, like according to his plan, he wasn't supposed to lose the election to Joe Biden, and he was going to do all the stuff in his second term, and then try to hold on for a third term. But the election of Joe Biden fucked it up. And then so he tried to stop it, right, with January 6th, and he failed. But the Americans failed to hold him accountable. So now that's why we're here. The Americans have to finish their reconstruction project. They have to finally defeat the Confederate forces inside the United States and fulfill its destiny of becoming a multiracial democracy. That's your fucking destiny, damn it. That's your destiny. Yeah, so I was talking about ways of making our democracy better, because I can see ways that it gets wrecked. One of the ways it gets wrecked is through like the manipulation of our vote through ranked choice voting, and I talked about that already. But another way, the old school way, is just straight up old-fashioned fucking voter suppression, where the powers that be force people to appear at a particular time and place, and only a particular time and place, in order to exercise their right to vote. And since those people are forced and confined to appear at a particular time and place, they can be harassed and inconvenienced in every manner possible in order to discourage them in particular from participating, so that the powers that be maintain their control over society, over the government, and therefore society. So the obvious solution that Oregon has found is ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting in Oregon is and so this is something. Now I want to say it's like good for democracy. It can't be implemented on the federal level because election stuff has to happen at the state level. So I mean, it might be relevant to you, right? If you're not in Oregon or Utah, then it's relevant to you. I know Nevada has mail-in voting as an option, but like the thing is that you have to make a copy of your driver's license and mail it in along with your ballot. In addition, Donald Trump has sabotaged the postal system so that they don't have to postmark your letter the date you mail it. They can delay up to a week in postmarking your mail, so that at the same time, remember, at the same time, they're also suing to discount the ballots that arrive after the election. So do you understand what their plan is? The plan for the Republicans then, because so they hate mail-in voting, right? Mail-in voting thwarts all of their old methods, right? They can't limit the number of polling places because you just mail in your vote, right? They can't make you wait in long lines because you just mail in your vote. They can't intimidate you at the polls because you just mail in your vote. They can't challenge you at the polls because you just mail in your vote. Like, mail-in voting is just awesome in circumventing all the old methods of voter suppression. That's why Republicans hate it. I wouldn't say Republicans, I should just say like Confederates, because like the Republicans now, they used to be Democrats back in the day, but like they're essentially the same people. You know what I mean? They're Confederates. They're racists. They're bigots. So mail-in voting is fantastic, but yeah, but it's not impervious. There are attacks against mail-in voting. Donald Trump, through Louis DeJoy, the Postmaster General, won the right to not postmark a letter until like 5 days later, and then they're suing in court to say, oh, if your ballot is postmarked after the date of the election, that it's not valid, so that they can stop people from from using mail-in voting. They'll say, oh, look, even though you put in your ballot the day of the election, we didn't postmark it until 5 days later, and now the court says we can throw it away. You see what I mean? That's what their plan is. I fucking hate Republicans. Well, I hate Confederates. I hate Confederates. Why do I hate Confederates? Because Confederates want an ethno-state. They don't care about democracy. They definitely don't want multiracial democracy. They want a crew power for the oligarchs. They want neo-feudalism. So, yeah, those neo-feudalists are Republicans now. They used to be Democrats before the Great Reshuffling. But it doesn't matter, they're the same group of people, despite the label. Regardless of the label, it's the same group. The people that want to go back to neo-feudalism. So, the solution is always more democracy. And to get more democracy, you want to make it so it's as easy as possible for people to vote so they can participate. And universal mail-in voting is the way to do it. It's something you should strive for in your individual state. I mean, of course, yeah, we can talk about the federal level. Like, oh, yeah. Clarence Thomas. Getting old, right? He's getting old. Same thing with Alita. They're getting old. So there's noises being made by Republicans. They're saying, hey, old dudes, you guys should fucking retire so that while Republicans control the Senate and the bing, 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 and the presidency. That way you can appoint 2 more conservatives there. Right? That makes sense, right? Like if your goal is to maintain control of the Supreme Court and your 2 dudes are about to die, you want them to retire so you can replace them with young dudes who are just like them. But the old dudes won't leave. Ah! I look at King Charles, right? And I'm like, dude, that's like the perfect example. King Charles should have been like, yo, I'm too old for this fucking nonsense. I'll be a prince. Son, you fucking do this shit. This is bullshit. You do it. Ah! Prince Charles could have fucking lived his whole life in luxury with hardly any responsibility whatsoever as a chill prince the entire time, dude. All the power of the throne with none of the responsibility. He could have done that. He could have did it. But no. Dude had to fucking take the fucking crown. So, like, I don't know. So everyone bitched about what's her name? Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Justice Ginsburg. Holding on. Everyone said you should retire, Ginsburg. You should retire while we can replace you with like a Democrat. She's like, no, I'm not gonna. And then she died, and they replaced her with Amy Coney Barrett, who's like a conservative. She wasn't even dead like 2 weeks, and they had already replaced her, like right before an election. It was so stupid. It was so dumb. I can't fucking believe it. Yeah, they're ruthless, man. But what was that? What was that? That song? From ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. That's when Odysseus killed Hector's son, his innocent baby son in his cradle. It's because ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Had Odysseus killed, what's his name? The Cyclops dude. I forgot his name. But had he killed the Cyclops, murdered him instead of just blinded him? Not even murdered him, killed him in self-defense. Had he killed him in self-defense, he would not have had like any of his fucking problems. He would have went straight home to his wife. It would have been quick. But he didn't want to be ruthless. Odysseus didn't want to be ruthless. Even worse, he was prideful. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Um, what else is going on? Gotta keep sticking up for trans people. Trans people are the canary in the coal mine. Because they go after trans people because they feel trans people are the easiest target. But what they do to trans people, they're going to do to all of us eventually. Remember, everyone's a minority if you look close enough. So I know Caitlyn Jenner is asking Donald Trump to intercede on her behalf because the new rules make it hard for her to travel. They want to, like, the bigots are like saying, we want to know who you were when you were not who you are now, but we want to know who you were. And it's messing up Caitlyn Jenner's travel plans, right? Because I guess it doesn't matter how rich you are, like, the government's gonna get you. And Caitlyn Jenner is a big supporter of Donald Trump. But Donald Trump's policies are directly taking away her freedom. Well, yeah, dude. Or sorry. Yeah. Because they're fascists. It's the leopards. It's that saying, I never thought the leopards would eat my face, said woman who voted for leopards eating people's faces party. And what's that, Dave Chappelle is like, oh dude, my jokes, I didn't realize my jokes against transgender people would be weaponized by bigots. What do you mean you didn't know that? What? Like, that just sounds like a cop-out, man. Like, you didn't mind when you were making money. Like, and everyone told you. It's not like it was like a surprise. Dude. So, I think Ukraine's doing pretty good on the battlefield. That's what I've been hearing. That Russia's collapsing. Well, Russia's helped a lot by the oil prices. I think that did a lot to help out Russia. So, thanks Donald Trump giving a boost to Russia against Ukraine. Also, lifting the sanctions is going to help Russia too. So Donald Trump is helping Russia out, but I don't think Russia's able to muster any more people, dude. Their special operation wasn't supposed to last any more than a week. Now we're on, like, how many years later? Oh yeah, Orban lost Hungary. That's fucking amazing, dude. That's great. That gives me a lot of hope for the United States. If Orban can be removed through the vote, then I think Donald Trump can be taken out the same way. Like, if he loses, and like already, right? Every single special election, almost every single special election, well, in every single special election, Democrats have overperformed by like 12 points. At least. So it's looking like there's going to be a blue wave, and that the Democrats might even take the Senate, the House and the Senate. So Donald Trump's power is going to be severely curtailed, and like all the people are clamoring for a third impeachment. Right? We need to make Donald Trump a fucking infamous criminal. Well, because he is an infamous criminal. Like, you don't need to make him one. That's what he is. But recognize him. Yeah, so congratulations on the people of Hungary. Fucking using democracy to kick out a dictator. And that was trying to drag you guys closer to Russia. Just like Donald Trump is doing to the United States. You see? Like, I tried to tell you guys fucking years ago about Donald Trump's connection to Russia. So it's not like I'm surprised, but... Yeah, Donald Trump is a fucking pump and dump con man. Working for Team Oil. And not Team America. We need to take back control. And turn the ship around. Recognize our goals. Seize the opportunities. Make good on the promises. And become worthy of the blessings of liberty and justice. So say we all. Until next time, peace. Pogo Kiddo out.